Now, to display a map, a Google Maps-based map to be precise, we'll use yet another package. The Flutter Google Maps package, which has its own package page like all these packages. And as always, of course, we need to install it, but you should always check these usage instructions so that you make sure that everything is set up correctly. For example, here it also tells you that you need such a Google Maps project in the end, such an account, and that the Maps SDK for Android and the Maps SDK for iOS should be enabled. You also need such an API key, but of course we got all these things already because we already worked with Google Maps before in the previous lectures. We'll also have to go through some additional setup steps though, but we'll do that after actually installing the package, which I'll do as a first step by copying this command here. And then in our project here, we can run flutter pub add Google Maps Flutter. And with that installed, we can now go through the remaining setup steps. Here we can start with Android, and as you see here, we must adjust the min SDK version in the Android folder, and there the app folder, and then the build Gradle file to set it to 20. So if we search for the Android folder in our project, and then there in the app folder, and then this build Gradle file here, we can scroll down until we find this Android part here, and then in there the default config where you should set min SDK version to 20. That's the first step. Now, as a next step, you must specify your Google Maps API key in the Android app source main Android manifest.xml file. For that, you can copy this metadata thing here from this example, and then go to Android app source main Android manifest XML, and there, directly below application, as you can also see here, directly under application, you add this metadata key. And here you must add your API key, which in my case, I'll simply grab from this place detail Dart file, because there I have it in this getter URL here. Of course, you must use your key and save that here. Don't replace API key here, just here in the value part. And with that, we should be done with the Android setup. Now for iOS, we also must adjust some files. Here in the iOS runner folder, the app delegate.m file, or if you don't have that, in the iOS runner folder, the app delegate.swift file with this code here. So here in my case, in the iOS folder, in the runner folder, I have this app delegate.swift file. And now the content in this file here should be replaced with this content. So that's what I did. And here we also must plug in our API key. So in my case, I'll grab it from the Android manifest again, and now place it here. With that, we should then be good to go to use the Google Map widget in our widget tree, as you see here.